I'm asking for help from everyone here. I'm asking for help everyone at home.
Gabby Petito's family sends out a brand new plea for information as the nationwide search for their daughter continues.
She was like trying to smile with the tube in her mouth, so you can see her trying to smile and laugh.
The Lee County family is in mourning tonight after this healthcare worker and mother of 6 died with COVID. Canal so clogged it's keeping boats off the water in the Cape. See the city's plan to clear it out. Plus,
and I started playing, for money, for some prizes, and I was winning a lot.
We're taking you inside the world of gaming that can have $1 million paydays.
Lots of rain as expected here in Collier County. Look at these rainfall totals. Now, they're Doppler estimated, but south of Naples, about 4.5 inches of rain in the Port Royal area, near 2 inches of rain for Golden Gate, stretching up through Orange Tree, and about just over 2 inches for Marco Island. The good news is that it's starting to let up a bit. Some light rain up and down 41 and 75. The heaviest rain now through Tamiami Trail, north of Everglades City. So this is where we have a few thunderstorms. Also, these are traveling off to the north and east. This will linger for the next half hour to even hour into the overnight hours. We'll have more showers come on shore. So we're going to be talking about what to expect for tomorrow, parts of your weekend, and the tropics. Something big I want to show you coming up in just a little bit.
What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm sorry, we've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues. And he wouldn't let me in the car before. And then
Why wouldn't he let you in the car? Because of
told
your OCD?
He told me I needed to calm down.
Yeah, do you know if she takes anything?
She's crazy. No, I don't think so. And my big fear is, I don't have my phone, I don't have a phone, so she goes off without me.
Now, Brian Laundrie is without Gabby Petito, and so is the rest of Gabby's family.
2 people went on a trip, 1 person returned, and that person that returned isn't providing us any information.
Gabby is gone, and the person most likely to know what happened to her won't say a word.
What I need from everybody here is help, because the goal is still not met, and that goal is to bring Gabby home safe.
Family begging for help, pleading for a clue that could lead to their lost daughter.
Whatever you can do to make sure my daughter comes home, I'm asking for that help. There's nothing else that matters to me now. This girl right here, this is what matters. That is it. Anything else, it comes second to this.
NBC2 is on top of the mysterious disappearance of Gabby Petito. You just heard from Gabby's father pleading for someone to speak up about what happened to his daughter. I'm Peter Bush.
And I'm Kelly Burns. The Petito family just released a statement asking for help from the family of Gabby's fiance, saying, "We haven't been able to sleep or eat and our lives are falling apart." Laundrie refused to tell police what he knows. NBC2's Claire Lavazorio is live in Northport with new information from investigators about the search for Gabby.
Tonight, the Northport Police Department is analyzing phone records as well as the couple's white travel van that they used to make their way from right here in Northport out west to the national parks. And now the FBI is involved with hopes of bringing the missing 22-year-old home. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie are a seemingly happy couple while documenting their van life travels out west. Although this Utah police body camera video paints a different picture of their relationship.
What's your guys' names?
Gabby.
I'm Brian.
Gabby, Brian, okay. What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm sorry, we've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
Police were called after Gabby and Brian were spotted arguing August 12th. In much of this video, Gabby is visibly upset. The report later classified the incident as a mental health crisis, and officers separated the two for the night.
You're going to be taking the van tonight, and you're going to go somewhere else. I am going to get him lined up with a hotel room tonight. I want you guys to stay away from each other.
A few weeks later, Gabby went off the grid, and her fiancé Brian returned to Northport.
We share the frustration with the world right now. So, 2 people went on a trip, 1 person returned, and that person that returned isn't providing us any information.
Tonight, Gabby's fiance remains the only person of interest in her disappearance, and Gabby's father is begging for her safe return.
This girl right here, this is what matters. That is it. Anything else, it comes second to this.
If you have any information on Gabby's disappearance or her whereabouts, there is a hotline where you can call and leave anonymous tips. That number is 1-800-CALL-FBI. We have that number and more information about Gabby on our NBC2 News app. I'm reporting live in Northport. Claire Lavazorio, NBC2.
And new at 6, Gabby's stepdad is in Wyoming right now looking for clues in her disappearance. He's handing out flyers with her picture at businesses trying to track down someone who saw her.
And as soon as I walked in, the lady recognized my face. And I had the poster in my hand, and she just started to tear up. And it was really touching.
Jim Smith spent the last 2 days in the area where Gabby's family last had contact with her. He's hoping to help law enforcement track down new leads.
There is another possible twist in this investigation, and it involves 2 murder victims, Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner. Now follow me here. Gabby and Brian had their fight in Moab, Utah on August 12th. Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner were on a camping trip in Moab, and they were last seen August 13th. Schulte and Turner were found shot to death 5 days later on August 18th. No one's been arrested for their murders. The Grand County Sheriff's Office in Moab confirms it is investigating Gabby's disappearance to see if it could be linked to their double murder.
There is more on this developing story on our website, NBC-2.com, including details about the murder of the newlywed couple in Utah Peter just told you about. The full police report and body cam video of Petito and Laundrie's emotional encounter, and a piece-by-piece track of Gabby's social media journey before her disappearance. You can go to NBC-2.com or download the NBC2 News app.
Fire and explosions damaged a Lehigh Acres home today. This happened on Oakside Street. NBC2 was there. Look at this. I mean, the flames at one point were so high that they were shooting through the roof. Neighbors could hear what sounded like explosions coming from the back of the house. Fire officials tell us that's where the fire started. Neighbors rushed over with some hoses, and they even grabbed hammers and crowbars to get the doors open, worried that someone was inside.
We tried breaking the windows. We broke one window in the front. They were trying to break another one. See, the dogs came out.
No one was home, but 3 dogs were inside, and one of them died. The other 2 were okay. As for the home, it's destroyed. Crews are still working to find out what caused the fire.
5 people died with COVID-19 in Lee Health hospitals yesterday. The hospital system is treating 368 COVID patients tonight. The numbers are decreasing, but it's still more people than the first peak of hospitalizations from July of 2020. 95% of ICU beds are full tonight, and the area's largest healthcare system is at 96% bed capacity.
At Naples Community Hospital, doctors are treating 143 COVID patients. The large majority, 82%, are unvaccinated. 48 COVID patients are so sick they need to be treated in the ICU right now, which only has 47 beds. The hospital system reports it's at 149% critical care capacity tonight.
If you are looking for a take-home COVID testing kit, be aware stores in our area are running low. Cypress Pharmacy, the owner of that, tells us demand is sky high because of the Delta variant, and companies now requiring people to prove they were vaccinated or test negative before going to work or traveling.
We order as much as we can get. They don't tell us no. They just don't promise that we'll get them right away.
Not a lot of supply out there. Amazon and Walmart should get more test kits, according to President Biden this week. And you can always go to a free testing site if you can't find any to buy at the store.
You were just waiting to hear that call. So for 30 days, I got to worry about that the whole time, over 30 days. So it's like, that's the worst feeling. I don't know why, but that is. Because you got to worry about it day and night until you get it, if you're going to make it or not.
Oh, you can imagine how hard it is to deal with the uncertainty when you have a loved one in the hospital with COVID. Unfortunately, that young man's mother did not make it. NBC2's Ashley Graham spoke with the family, mourning the loss of their mother.
Narquana Williams fought hard for more than a month. At one point, she went into a coma for 12 days. Her family had hoped that she would recover when she woke up and FaceTimed them, still on a ventilator. But just 2 days later...
Because they called us that morning and said her lungs collapsed. Then about 4 hours later, they said she had a heart attack and she died.
It wasn't just her 6 children who lost a mother. Her son says for years she was a mom to anyone who needed her.
They ain't even knock on it, they just walk in. They ain't even knock on the door, they just walk in, say, hey, Mom. It was crowded sometimes, but she was just like that. She was a good person.
At one point, she went to Pick Up the Ball, a local nonprofit, asking for help in guiding young people in her community.
She approached me and she said, I need some help talking to these guys because we got to get some sense into it.
Ted Satong runs Pick Up the Ball. He says without her, young people will need to find other sources of guidance and security.
There's going to be a lot of guys sort of trying to figure stuff out on their own when they used to have her to go to.
I'm reporting in Fort Myers. Ashley Graham, NBC2.
And the family was struggling to pay their car payments. You know, she was the primary breadwinner, and now they're struggling for funeral expenses. In fact, they started a GoFundMe account.
This virus is just, it's awful.
Yep, taking a lot of moms out there for sure.
All right, here's what's coming up next.
Yeah, every year it's busier and busier, yeah. And then it's a multi-billion-dollar industry now, so yeah, it's getting crazy.
Your parents said they'd rot your brain. Now you can have a lucrative career playing and creating video games. Now this industry is exploding. Next at 6.
We are tracking an area in the tropics that's headed due west. So what could happen in the coming days that could keep it in our direction or off to the north? I'll explain coming up.